Yo, 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 what's going on, my beautiful peoples? It's your boy Ken, aka Mr. On My Grind, constantly grinding to get that next dime. And like always, I got my partner in crime, and he is.
What's happening, everybody? It's your boy B Mace, and we about to get into that.
Well, you already know.
Actually, wait. We have a serious episode, and we're gonna do a Breast Cancer Awareness Month episode to give our appreciation to everybody. And Ken,
What
I
up?
want y'all to meet my mom.
Everybody say hey to Momma Mason.
Good evening, everybody.
She is a breast cancer survivor. She had breast cancer
1999, 2000.
1999, 2000. I wanted to ask you, Mom, what was your experience like when you had breast cancer?
Well, when I was first told, it's a little, like, I don't want to say, the word is not exactly, it was a little scary when you first find out. But depending upon your life and how it's going at that time, the sooner you accept it and work with it, the better off you are. You know, as we celebrate another month of breast cancer awareness, I celebrate another year of survivorship, which means I've gone through it and I've survived it. It has been 22 years of being grateful for being able to see my son, Brandon, graduate from grade school after his dad, Thomas Mason, carried me into the church for the ceremony. In the years since then, I have been able to have the many good and many bad experiences. My life has been like a roller coaster, but I have revered the many good and the bad. I'm thankful for being alive to see my grandbabies, Adonis Barker, Damon Mason, Gabrielle Mason, and see their lives come to fruition. So each one of them breathes new life into me. Okay, I have more of a reason to live, more of a reason why I'm glad I made it through the cancer. I warned both my daughter and Shalise Barker and others that they should all try to check themselves out, as well as seeking medical attention. You need to fight off the breast cancer as best you can by doing your own breast check, by noting changes, by adhering to the doctor's advice. All of those things are very important. Whether you end up having chemotherapy or surgery or radiation or medicine, all of them are vital to your cure. So I've been through all those stages. I had it. Some people are lucky. They only go through one. Some go through two. It's really what the doctors decide based on how deep your cancer is, whether they do all four of them. But I've been through all the stages, and I admit it was tough. It was rough. There's no way to say that you're not going to enjoy any part of it. But what you put your mind to getting it over with, it'll be much easier to work with. Just think to yourself, oh, I only got so many more of these, or I only have this treatment left to do. And when you have people that are with you, that give you moral support, your family, your friends, it helps a lot. That's very important. This paid off because the joy of being alive to witness the others' lives and by the grace of God, along with the doctors. So it's important that you continue to rely on continued support from your family and friends. Open up communication, talk to people, people might not, some may be concerned, some may be not, but you're always looking for that kind ear that's going to take you on for that next day. So I'm proud to be one of 18% of the survivorship for more than 20 years. So 20 years, I've made it over 20 years, and there's not a big group. 18% of that group is not a lot. So I am glad to be part of that. And also I'm part of the 64% who are 65 years and older. So we're hanging in there and doing our best to fight it off. So to everyone, we need for you to think pink, Not only this month, but every month.
Let's give it up to moms. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Moms, I got a question for you real quick here. So I've been told that the hardest part is the initial hearing it. How did you feel when you first was diagnosed?
Well, I was by myself at that time when I went to the doctor, and they told me, and at first you kind of look back, kick back a little bit like, are you talking to me? Yeah, they were talking to me. Well, what do you mean? I have it. I have it how? I have it how far? You got a million questions that automatically start running through your mind. But I think you take it like any other thing they tell you, oh, you got a heart problem, you got high blood pressure, whatever. You know you're gonna have to work with it, take the meds and then the advice and just get it on. So, and as soon as you release it to the rest of your family and tell them that I have an issue and I'm going to need you, and then you see the acceptance in their eyes and their hearts, it's much better for you. So find that family or friend and latch on to them.
Do you have any, I mean, you gave some jewels, some gold to everything that you just said. Did you have like anything, like any last words or any like advice you'd like to give to anyone that may be going through this right now?
All I can say is, if you find out, hang with it until you finish it completely. Don't stop before it's over. And once you, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot a very important thing. From the moment that they tell you you have it, God is your doctor, first doctor, and he is your last doctor. So you pray, pray, pray every day. And it really works. You have no idea. Either you wear him out. You call his name for everything, whether it's hurting or not. And you get that friendship with him like you've never had with anybody or anything before. And that's going to take you all the way through it.
Let's hear it for Momma Mason. Hey, moms, you did good. I know you said you was nervous, but you did good. Proud of you, Mom. Love you. You know I love you, right, Mama?
Yes,
This is my other mama right here. This is one of my mama boys. She put her foot in me and B. We done told stories in earlier episodes, Mama. But thanks, Ma. I really appreciate you coming through and spitting those jewels. Really appreciate it. Thanks. Let's hear it for Mama.
I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, moms.
Good luck
All
to
right.
everybody and everybody.
What'd you say? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I would just say good luck to anybody and everybody that may have to go through it. And give them my telephone number if they need a number to call, I will answer.
It's gonna pop up. No, I'm just playing. We ain't doing that. All right. So now we're gonna move on to our next guest. Everybody say hello to Miss Audrianna.
Hi.
Yeah.
All right. So Audrianna, so we have moms. Moms went through it back in the 90s. Now we got new school here. Audrianna, go ahead and tell them your journey, just, time frames.
Hey y'all. So basically I got diagnosed last year. For me, it's a little bit different. I didn't actually feel the lump myself. I just went to my GYN for my annual, checkup. And one of the things that my doctor would do would be just a physical, just breast exam. So when she did it, she felt the lump and she said, hey, this kind of doesn't feel right. I just want to refer you just to be on the safe side. So she referred me to get a mammogram that turned into a biopsy. And then unfortunately, after getting the biopsy, that's when they said, hey, this is actually cancerous. We need to go ahead and react right away. So that just led to a few weeks of different tests. Like I was seeing doctors almost every other day. I had probably 3 or 4 doctors at a time. I still have a lot of doctors that I go to now. And that just went to like a whole different PT scan, PET scans, CT scans, other biopsies, just a lot of different scans. But then eventually around May of last year is when I finally got diagnosed that I do unfortunately have breast cancer. It was stage 2B at the time, just on the right-hand side. And I started chemo first because of the type of breast cancer that I had. So it was very aggressive. So they said, hey, you know, first thing, let's do chemo. So I started chemo last year in July. And the very first chemo that I was on was one of the most powerful types there is. So I was on that for about every 3 weeks, about 4 doses. And then I switched from that kind to a different kind. Lost all my hair. So as you can see, I like to, you know, talk about my curls now, because if you would have seen me before, like my hair is completely different than how it looks now. Like they say, like, you know, your hair grows back, different texture, different hair color. And like, that's completely true. Like my hair is completely different than how it was. But I went through, you know, all the hair loss kind of thing. And, you know, chemo was rough, but like Momma May said, you know, something that you just kind of learn to get through. You know, you got to make sure you wake up every day, put a positive, you know, thinking on it, and just don't let it kind of get you down, because cancer is a depressing type of disease. When you hear that you have cancer, like you automatically gonna think like this is the end of it, but you can't put your mindset into that. You have to just, you know, get up, put one foot forward, and just know like, I'm gonna come out of this, and this is gonna be in the back end eventually. So I went through chemo, went through radiation. I just recently finished radiation in August, went through surgery. I'm still currently on treatment now, which I probably won't be done with treatment officially until February of next year. So I'm kind of still going through it, but the day I got off that table when I had my surgery back in March, that's the day where I'm considered 100% cancer-free. So technically I am cancer-free at this time. Thank y'all. But right now I'm just, you know, going through the motions, finishing up my treatment. And then sometime next year, I'll also go back for prayerfully my last surgery. And then that would be it.
Wonderful. Go ahead.
Well, again, we got survivors and fighters. Okay.
Right.
So when you first, so you said, so you went to the doctor, just a regular checkup, and then they saw the lump, etc. So did you have to come back for them to tell you yes, or?
Yeah, like it took those probably, I'll say maybe 2 weeks or so in between the time. It was probably the longest 2 weeks of my life, because when I first went and got the mammogram came back abnormal. So then that's when they had to refer me to get a biopsy. And for those that may not know what a biopsy is, that's where they stick a needle and basically get a tissue of the tumor, and they actually test the tissue to determine if it's cancerous or not. So it's just spent a lot of times, just different appointments and kind of, you know, waiting. And actually the way I found out, so I have an app on my phone, which is linked to like our hospital network. So anytime I have an appointment, anytime I have a test result, it comes to my phone. So I went on like a Wednesday to get my last biopsy done, and that one was going to determine if it's cancerous or not. So I knew, you know, when I got those results, it's going to let me know. But they didn't tell me, they told me that my results will come back within about 3 to 5 days. So I wasn't anticipating anything until that following week. That very next day, my phone went off saying I had a new test result. So I'm thinking it was something else, like I've been doing blood work, like all other kind of things. So I'm just opening the test result and I'm reading myself carcinoma. So I'm like, that kind of sounds like cancer. So I Googled it, like I hopped on Google immediately, and I basically self-diagnosed myself that it was cancer. So by the time my doctor actually called me later on that evening, I had already figured it out by just looking at my test results. So like when she did tell me, it wasn't just shocking at the time because I had already kind of Googled it myself. But the way I found out was literally through my app on my phone.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
One good
You got any?
can you hear me?
Yeah.
One good thing is that you're not just dealing with one doctor. You have your the chemo, the oncologist, the radiologist, the surgeon. You have a lot of people.
A lot.
Concerned that you can go back to, ask for advice, ask questions of. So you have like anywhere from 3 to 5 people that are working on you at the same time, which gives you a little bit of a good feeling that, oh, okay, I'm not gonna have this one crazy person just telling me I got cancer and I got to believe it.
Right. Yeah, you really have a whole team of doctors that work with you the entire time. And
it's not so bad being bald headed. She was saying she lost her hair.
It's not.
So my skin head. But you, a pair of big earrings and some makeup will do it, won't it?
I'm gonna say I did my makeup. I put some wigs on. See me, I was always into makeup, but wigs was never my thing.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
learned
like
how to put my
wigs.
own wig on, and yeah,
I
I just
never
made the
wore a
best of
wig.
it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
did the makeup bit with the big earrings. But
Yeah.
it's
Well,
not something to get used to.
Y'all just
Yeah.
took my next question because I was gonna say, did anybody look? I know moms, I know you lost hair, or actually I know both of y'all lost your hair. I was gonna ask how was that, but y'all already beat me to it, so we good.
Yeah, I didn't let it kind of just get me down. Like I actually decided to shave my hair off myself because it started to fall out and I just didn't want to deal with it just falling out in clumps like that. So one day I just decided I literally bought some a shaver and
Clip.
just
So you bought some clippers at the Walmart and just said,
yep,
zoop.
clippers at Walmart. Yep.
I did. Mine
Yes,
was a
sure
little
did.
easier. I went in to wash my hair, and when I washed my hair, the shampoo, the hair, and everything came out in the towel. And when
Mhm.
it was done, I was done. It was just bald.
Yeah, it clumps out in clumps. They was not
With
playing
your
about
mouth
that.
open. Yeah.
Mhm.
What?
Yep.
So the last question I do have though is out of the whole, so right now you're still fighting it and you're still going through it. What's the hardest part that you felt that was hardest for you? And what helped you get through it?
The hardest part for me, which is very surprising, was the radiation. I mean, the chemo was hard as far as losing my hair. I had different like bodily changes, like my nails started turning black. I lost my eyebrows, like literally every hair on my body was gone. But it wasn't something to where like just kind of just held me down. Like I got through it. I bought wigs. I always was doing my eyebrows. I bought my magnetic lashes. Like I figured out a way to kind of, keep pushing through. But radiation, like that was a different ball game because I went to radiation for 5 weeks, Monday through Friday. So with me working, like it was kind of a struggle because I literally go on my lunch break and we get an hour lunch break. So I would make sure I was off my call right on time, fly down to the cancer center, get radiation. I would have to fly back to work. And I had to do that for 5 weeks, Monday through Friday. But that last week, I started getting a severe burn. And it was literally all like, I'm still discolored now, but it was like all on my chest, on my neck, and under my arm. And it got so bad to where my skin was raw. Like I literally suffered from 2nd-degree burns from radiation, which it happens, but it's not common for people to burn that bad from radiation. And unfortunately, I was one of the rare cases where, I burnt really badly. So that was definitely the worst part of like the entire journey so far, which is how bad I got burned.
Mine was just the reverse. The
Really?
chemotherapy was the hardest because the medicine was just not getting along with my system at all.
Yeah.
And every day I felt like I was dying. This was the last day. Every time I had a chemo, it was like, I can't take anymore. I can't go to this. Radiation for me, on the other hand, was a little bit easier. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, they give you a choice of, because mine was on the left side. And they say, well, would you like to be fried on the other side so that they'll look alike? I don't think so.
Right. No.
So I say as it is and go with it.
Fry my chicken hard.
Yeah.
Throw a little bit of lemon pepper on it.
Right. That's funny.
Well, you got any questions, B?
I quick question. Do you have any children?
I do. I have one daughter and we're going on 6. She'll be 6 at the end of this month.
You mean she's 6, she's 5 going on 20?
20, yeah, 21. Exactly.
How was her reaction while you're going through this fight?
So at first I was very nervous as far as her reaction because me and her are very close. She's literally like, I like tell people like she's my shadow. I cannot go anywhere without her. Even
I've seen the pictures. That showed mini me for real.
Mini me, like even inside the house. If I'm in my room or in living room, instead of her being in her room playing, like she has to be underneath me, like at all times. So I was very nervous because I didn't know how she was going to react to it because the very first chemo I was on, my doctor gave me very specific instructions. Like he didn't want me around kids. He didn't want me around pets because when you're on chemo, your immune system is heavily weakened. And so you are very subject to getting infections and diseases. And this was like right after COVID. So kids were going to school, coming back home with COVID or, flu or just different diseases. And she was in daycare at the time. So I really couldn't be around her. Like each time I would go to the chemo, I had to send her to my mom's house, and we couldn't be around each other for a few days until after the chemo kind of like wore off a little bit. And then even then, when she was around me, like we couldn't hug, I couldn't kiss her, I couldn't do anything. So in the beginning, it was very hard. And I didn't want her to think that I was like pushing her away or, just not trying to be around her, because that definitely wasn't the case. But I knew that she was too young to understand, what exactly I'm going through. And then when I lost all my hair, I was like, what is she going to think? Because before, my hair was very long and thick. And for it to just come completely off in a matter of like a couple of days, I was very nervous about it. But honey, she very, very much surprised me, because even till this day, like she would come up to me and tell me, "Mommy, you're so beautiful. Like, I love your hair like this. And, I love your curls." And like, she like did not miss a beat whatsoever. And like, she knows if I'm too tired, if I'm not feeling well, and she'll come up to me, "Mommy, do you need anything? Are you hurting? Are you in any pain? Do you need me to take care of you?" Like, she makes sure like I'm okay. And,
What's her name?
Her name is Kylie.
Kylie. Shout out to Kylie.
Shout out to Kylie, real talk. Hey, Kylie, the real MVP today.
Definitely. And like, she still doesn't understand till this day. She just knows that, her mommy just wasn't feeling like, she doesn't feel well sometimes. And she knows like when I'm having a day where I don't feel well, because like even now, like my energy level is nowhere near how it used to be. I get tired a lot to where like I just don't want to do anything. And like she understands that. Like if I just say, "Mommy don't feel well," like she understands. So she definitely has helped me a lot. I have a great support system in general between my mom and my sister, but she definitely helped out a lot.
I have to send out a shout out to both my husband, Thomas Mason, and Brandon, for being my nursemaids through most of I have a family, but they were really there for me, going to visits with me and the bandaging and stuff. Did you have to have the lymph node surgery also?
Yeah, so I actually decided to just get a double mastectomy. So that's what I went with, where I just got rid of both of them. Like, hey, I'm young, new boobs, new me. So
yeah,
new body, who this? So yeah, I just decided y'all take them both.
You just say, we're just gonna start from scratch.
I'm just gonna start over, right? Take them both.
It's like when they took the lymph nodes, because it was going to radiate out into the rest of the body. But your left side, or whichever side is off, becomes almost unusable.
Yeah.
You can't lift anything with it. You can't do a lot of hugging. You can't do your blood pressure on that side, shots on that side. So the lefty just hangs in there.
Yeah. So yeah, they had to take some, because basically, if for anybody that's not aware, like you can start in your breast, but sometimes they can move to your lymph nodes. And if they move to the lymph nodes, like that's the way of them moving into other parts of your body. So I also had lymph node involvement under my right side. So that's why they had to radiate under my right arm as well, because they had to take out the lymph nodes. And after I had my surgery, some of the lymph nodes still had cancer in them. So it was with my surgery, it was all gone in the tumor. Like my tumor was completely gone just off of the chemo alone. But unfortunately, there was still some in my lymph node. So that's why I had to continue on treatment now until next year to kind of clear that up. Yeah.
Pops helped me out a little bit with the baldness. When my hair fell out, my husband cut all his hair off, so he went bald, so we could be married. That was
I think around that time everybody did, because Brandon had braids, but then he cut his hair too.
Brandon had braids to high school.
But you know what though? So hey, I really commend both you ladies. We got fighters right here. These are real life heroes right here. These are fighters.
Thank you.
This is why we have breast cancer awareness. And this is why Two Drinks with the Fellas wanted to have this episode, so we could commend you two ladies. Moms, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be the man that I am today. Neither would Brandon. Real talk. Momma Mason done put her foot so far up both of our butts that we was coughing up shoe soles, okay? But right, B?
Yeah. Definitely.
How tall are you, Mama?
Because I love you.
How tall are you, Mama?
5'2".
5'2". I've been 6'1" since 5th grade, and Brandon's what, 5'10"?
I don't know. I probably was like 5'2" then as well at that time.
So mama didn't, she did her thing, but I just really want to. So we have this thing that we got, again, shout out to the Drink Champs. We like to give our flowers to those of y'all while y'all here so you can enjoy them. So this episode is flowers to Momma Mason, Renette Barker, aka Momma Mason, because we love you, Mama, and to Audrianna Lewis. She's a fighter and she's youngin' too. How old are you, Mama?
I'll be 31 in November. So I was diagnosed at 29.
Oh, okay.
And I'm talking about I work with Audrianna, so that's how I know her. And like she was MIA, but like you would have not. I didn't even know except for the fact that I follow her on social media, and I'm like, I kept telling her, I'm like, I feel like I ain't seen you in forever. And then I seen on the social media, and I was like, no shit, wow. So again, we want to give you both of you your flowers. Hey, we love y'all, and we glad y'all both are still fighting and still here. Mama, if I was there, I'd give you a hug. Hey, Mama, I'm gonna give you a virtual hug.
Nice to have met you again.
Likewise, congratulations with you on your journey.
Thank you. Good luck to you on your
Thank you.
B, you got anything?
I hope to be like you, 20 years.
You will.
Oh,
yes,
you will. You will. We can see it. B, you got anything to close out, bro?
I just want to shout out to all the women that's going through this battle. Definitely know that there is support out there. There are people out there who care about you. And also it's very, very rare, but men, if you have breast cancer in your family, go get checked just in case if you find something, because it's rare, but it happens. But everybody that's going through the fight, y'all, I love y'all, and I hope y'all continue to keep fighting and stay strong.
Yes,
Much love. And just to piggyback off of what B May said, it is very rare in men, but the other reason why I felt compelled to have this episode is because I have to get checked. My grandma Mary, had a double mastectomy. She had breast cancer, and her grandmother had a double mastectomy also, breast cancer. So it runs heavy on my mom's side of the family. So I have to get checked too. I be in the shower all the time, feeling too. So,
Not too long now.
Huh?
Not too long.
No, because if it's too long, then we got a problem. But no, but no. Again, shout out to Momma Mason and Audrianna. Shout out to my grandma Mary. Rest your soul. She was a survivor. She survived 30 plus years. You know what I'm saying? She passed away when she was 91, but not to breast cancer. And my grandma. Actually, it's my great grandma. I had Mama send me over the information because I had to make sure I had said it right. You know what I'm saying? So it's my great grandma, Lula Bell Allen. Now that's a name right there, boy. Lula Bell. But Lula Bell, my great grandma, she lived until she was 89. And she was diagnosed in like her 40s or 50s. So, it's possible. And even back then, think about the technology now to then, So, resources are there. Things are going to pop up throughout this episode. If anybody need any resources, hey, again, mad love to both you ladies. Love y'all strength. That's it. That's all I got. You got anything to end or say, Audrianna, that you want to say to the peoples?
Nothing really, just making sure that, with this, early detection is key. Early detection is very, very important, even if you're young, because nowadays they don't really recommend mammograms or anything like that until you're at least 40, 50 years old. But you can at least kind of do your own exams at home. If I would have maybe have been doing mine, I would have, potentially detected mine a little bit sooner. So, just do what you got to do at home. If you feel anything, go to a doctor, just make sure it's not, what it could possibly be or lead to. But just making sure that you guys are, early detection, men as well, just being on top of it. Being on top of it is key.
Mama?
Thanks.
My one comment is that I know this is breast cancer month, but you know your body better than any doctor or anybody else. When you look in the mirror and you see a spot on you haven't seen before, or you feel a lump, whether it be in your leg, your arm, your breast, your butt, whatever, go check it out. Because cancer is cancer. It doesn't matter where it is in the body. It's the devil. Get rid of it.
Yep.
I'm with that. I ain't got no jokes. It's a serious episode. I'm with that.
I feel you, bro. But hey, it's been another good one. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to know when our show will arrive. And we out this piece. Peace.
See y'all.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on.